on here. October 10th, 2018. Okay.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Okay. Oh, sorry. We were recording.
We can do whatever.
Were we live?
Yeah, we are. We're live. We're rocking.
Okay. Gotcha. And so who's going?
Am I starting off?
Let's do the welcome talking social studies. You listen to episode 20 changes for October 10th, 2018. Then we'll drop in the music.
Is the music going to be Tupac?
Yeah, we'll do Tupac. And then after Amy, you do that bumper music, and then you jump into why we've been absent. So just give yourself a good pause after the 2018.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try to see if I can do this from memory. All right. Hello,
so
everybody.
Sorry, one more time. Sorry. Since you don't have it in front of me, one more reminder. Welcome to Talks and Social Studies, episodes 20, changes, and then the date.
Okay. All right. Welcome to Talking Social Studies. It's episode 20.
Let's try that again.
Yeah.
You want one of us to do it for you?
Yeah, let's have one of us do it. Here, I got it in front of me. So here we go. I got it. And then we'll come and I'll do the intro as well. And then Amy, I'll lead right into you, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2. Welcome to Talking Social Studies. You're listening to episode 20, changes for October 10th, 2018. Hey, everybody. This is the podcast where we talk about social studies and education. Today, we talk about conversations, strategies, resources, and ideas, and more, all designed to help today's social studies teachers impact their students. And today, we have a very special episode talking about where we are and where we have been. So, Amy, where have we been?
Guys, I know. I don't know about you all, but man, it is the era of change for a lot of us. It seems like as we try to get together and just trying to get together and discuss, where we're at and where we're going. So I don't know about you all, but while my official position hasn't changed, man, it sure seems different this year. What are you all up to?
Yeah, and so like Amy's mentioning, the four of us that make up the social studies team, Amy, Chris, Ryan, and Scott, we've done 19 episodes here, and it has been a bit of a challenge for us as we're kind of be able to move forward, partly because of where we're all at. So for myself, I've been absent. I've been finding myself having a more and more hard time, partly because I've been changing hats, and I'm not necessarily even in the social studies world anymore. So it's been a bit of a challenge to be able to still think in that social studies world.
Yeah, I'm kind of rocking and rolling the same thing, but just bouncing around to a lot of different schools, working with a lot of different teachers. But you know how the beginning of the year is, and we had these grand ambitions to get together, and Amy actually made a valiant effort at that, which I'll let her talk about in a minute. But tech gets in the way sometimes, and here we are. It's October, and we've been going, man, we got to get our episode going. We got to get it out. And so finally, October 10th. We got together.
A red letter day. What about you, Chris?
Still just keeping on. I being in my odd online situation that's rolling enrollment, there was no summer. There was just constant work. So yeah, just the usual, just mostly been family stuff with the kids. Both my kids were in fall sports, so that ate up a lot of time and, kept me out of the house and or away from somewhere where I could record conveniently
come on now,
and quietly.
Chris, you can do this stuff on the go.
That's
As
true.
Amy is sitting in her car.
Yeah,
I'm not the dojo master. I'm recording.
Yeah, and so and the reality of trying to be able to get four people in 3 time zones to get together has always been a struggle for us, and something we've really enjoyed when we were able to get together and have these conversations. And in the beginning, when the show was new and fresh, we felt like it was a little bit more of a priority, and things have been less as much. But so we've been absent, and we have felt bad because I think a lot of us have heard all in our own circles about how we hear from some of you about, hey, like, where's the show gone? Because and that makes us feel a little bit sad. And in the big conversation that we had leading into the show is do we want to continue this thing, Chris?
And the resounding answer from everyone was yes, we do want to continue this podcast. We have heard, as Ryan said, from people that feel like it's filling a niche. It's it's a way, we're not really familiar with any other podcasts that are specific to social studies practitioners, the teacher in the social studies classroom and talking about strategies and ideas and resources. And so we want to keep that up. Amy also mentioned it's like this is the hallway PD kind of that people experience when you're talking with a colleague and you just happen to have that conversation in the hallway. You're just like, oh, I never heard of that particular resource, or oh, that's such a great idea. I'm going to try that with my students. And so if we're doing that for people, and I know I've taught in a very small school district in the past where I was, one of like 2 social studies teachers. And, for people that are in that situation, or if you're a newer teacher, maybe this podcast is giving you ideas. Maybe it's kind of like, that social studies department, the virtual social studies department that you're getting and sharing ideas from. And so we want to keep being that, though our format may change a little bit. And so we're going to talk next, I think, about some of the new ideas that we have going forward.
Yeah, I think across the board, all of us shared out with the idea that we think this is relevant because we all experience this. We're social studies teachers who've had years of practice, and we have all felt like islands in one way or another. Small schools, small departments, or maybe you're the only teacher of that particular subject, and we all realize that we feel like, man, I want to be able to find my tribe, my community, the people of like kind, and we feel like we are a niche, and we want to be able to help serve that niche. And so, hands down, we all said we want this ship to continue. So now the next question is, what do we do? And we've had a lot of ideas, and so we have some thoughts, but we kind of want to be able to hear from you all. And so Scott's going to talk about that in a second. But the general feeling that we have is we want to be able to get more voices. We want to realize that putting the 4 people in 3 time zones is a challenge. So we're not necessarily going to be able to try to get all 4 of us on the show at the same time. We want to be able to try to get more people on board and also lessen the workload. So, and then on top of that, we've had some wonderful interviews. We still got interviews lined up that we can't even get to because there's some amazing folks out there. So that's kind of what we're going. We want more people to be part of the show on our team mates, and we're also looking to get more people who just want to be able to share out some of their stories. And so the next question is, how do we go about doing that, Scott?
Yeah, and I think one of the exciting things is when we started talking and we were talking about getting together today, I completely expected that we would be saying goodbye to one of our friends on here, Ryan, and just having the conversations prior to about like working together and what we think this podcast does for our listeners out there. We've got them to say.
Yay! You're stuck now.
Yeah.
And guys, we have to know, Ryan's the one who put this whole thing together to start with.
Yeah.
I remember this message on Twitter out of the blue, like, hey, what you doing? Yeah. Are you interested? And I remember thinking, I'll be honest with you, Ryan, when you first contacted me, I had never even listened to a podcast before.
Really?
So, yes. So this was definitely like way out of my comfort zone. But I feel like that's why we fill that niche. We're willing to try that stuff, and we're helping others try new things too.
Well, that's great, and that's one of the challenges that I've had. I felt like this was one of those things that a project that I wanted to do, and I never got around to it for a long, long time. And then I just take the leap, and that's what's great about the community that we're all part of, is that you can find people to jump in and want to be part of this. And so that's why we're going to do kind of the same thing that we did about 1.5 years, 2 years ago when we started this. Is the idea we're going to put out the all call, and the all call, basically what I did before was trying to be able to say, hey, are you interested? Let's hear from you. So Scott, let's follow up with that about what we're going to do.
Yeah. So just like Ryan had us all audition to be his co-host, we're going to ask the same of you. And we're going to reach out for 2 things. And you can find us on our website, bit.ly/talkingss. That's a capital SS. And you can find it if you check out Talking Social Studies on Twitter. We will have all the links posted. But we're going to use a tool called SpeakPipe. And it's going to give everybody 90 seconds. And what we want to hear is we want to hear from everybody. Tell us what you hope to get out of the show, or what you do like about the show, what you think might be some good directions to go. If you would like to be on the show, But if you want to join us on the team, we also want to hear from you. And we're going to give you 90 seconds, and it's going to be your sales pitch, your interview. And we're asking you to share something awesome that you and social studies have. Something that you do, a strategy you use, a resource that you like, whatever it is, but 90 seconds to sell us. And
we want everybody. I mean, one of the things we talked about when, putting this together was we would really love to hear from like the newbies or the college kid who wants to be a teacher, because you know what? Everybody brings something to the table, and we want to kind of mix in our group.
And I think that's, when everyone is kind of going through their realities, I think that's one of the cool things with the four of us that we have is, Chris is in a completely online environment. Amy, we've still never met and aren't really sure if she's actually a person.
Hey, I've met her this year to prove myself. Yeah, Chris, I've met.
And then Ryan and I are kind of slightly different roles. And so I think it's that diversity of, location and realities and just the experiences that we all have that come together. And that's what we're looking for, is we're looking for somebody else to come dive into this mess with us.
And it's a mess, but that's okay. We're a good mess.
It's a fun mess, and so awesome. So I just want to be able to thank the three of you guys for one, signing up for this journey when I threw it all out to you in the first place. And like we mentioned before, I'm the one trying to be able to get out of this thing. And it's really heartwarming to be able to see that the people that you asked to be part of this journey, when I stepped up and said, hey, I got too much on my plate and my journey and my path is changing, and they all wanted to be able to keep going. So I want to commend all you guys and thank you all for finding the value in all of this, because I think it really is that, the hashtag we are better together, all of us.
Truth.
Warm fuzzies.
Yeah, warm fuzzies. All right. So this will be a mini episode. And like we said, if you could please go out and check the website, bit.ly/TalkinSS to leave that SpeakPipe message. And even if it's not you, even if you feel like, hey, you know what, I love listening to the show, but there's a friend of mine and I think she may be fantastic, or he does some incredible things, share it with your friend, because we definitely want to be able to include those more voices, and hope to be able to hear from all of you soon.
And even if you don't want to commit to, being a part of the team, but just to share those ideas, and we'll come back, reach out to you, and maybe you'll find yourself in the hot seat with two of us as we kind of move forward.
We want you.
Man, that sounds kind of stalkerish, but yeah, we want you.
Yes. So it definitely seems like our album, like the artwork that goes with this is the classic Uncle Sam. This is the We Want You.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody, and thanks for the team. Like I said, for being part of this, and hopefully you can expect a little bit of another hiatus. We don't know necessarily how long that will take until we can get the next episode up and going, because we want to be able to open this up for a little while. But we're looking for hopefully within just a few weeks or so to try to be able to get a refreshed 2.0 version going on this. So thanks everybody for giving us a listen, and until next time, thanks for enjoying Talking Social Studies.
See you next time.
Till next time.
All right, that was good, guys.
All right, nice, short, sweet. I'll get the SpeakPipe out, and we'll kind of see what happens.
Yeah,
and we can go from there.
And the other thing, I don't know if you guys saw too, that like I just got back in the world of social media. I got off of that train for about 2 months, and that was
I saw that.
I'll hop back in now. I'm back in as of the other night, and so I'll try to be able to round up with my folks and see if we can kind of try to be able to get some people, and then everybody else do the same.
Okay, yeah, I'll kind of mine the social studies chat feed and see like who might, be like a good place to hear from. I know that I know that Mary Owen, who works with us, probably wouldn't, because she's like getting married, she's planning a wedding and everything.
Gotcha.
Jobs this year, but she's in Tennessee. But
and SST Lab, is that done? You were saying, I thought.
Yeah, that's so sad. But I mean, Ben's doing just like you. Ben's kind of shifted gears, and he's got a lot on his plate. And I'd say like the core crew, we've all kind of done that. We've all kind of added to the plate, and it just doesn't seem to niche, which is a shame, because I feel like that really, I know for me, that really filled a need.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Ben's one of those guys. If he'd be somebody, I really think for all that he's done, we need to be able to get an interview with him at some point to be able to.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, even if it's just like, well, it'd be interesting to talk to him about the whole journey of social studies. Talk like a pirate. I mean, that was what, a 5-year run.
Oh, really?
Thereabout.
5 years. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and he wasn't the one who started it, but he's the one who made it take off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of Teach Like a Private too, Burgess will definitely. I mean, he loves doing these things too, so we can
Yeah.
be able to get.
Yeah.
And he's the former. And you see some of these people
So-
like, they're so. I don't know about you guys, but like every time I look up at people like, oh, you're my superintendent, you're my principal, former social studies, former social studies, former social studies. Yeah, Dave Burgess,
Yeah,
former social
somehow we
studies.
run them off.
Or it's the natural evolution that our leaders
we're
should
taking-
be social
Oh,
studies.
it's like the we're taking over the tri-state area thing
Yes.
from Phineas and Ferb.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, let's stay connected in Voxer, and if we hear stuff, let's pass them along.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. And
Sounds good.
I think I got this. I think I got this thing up on our website. So it should be,
Already?
well, I haven't tried it yet, but
Okay.
I don't know. It says I think it says you get 20 a month. If we end up with more than that, then we'll worry about that when we get there.
Oh, perfect.
You know, and the other thing that we didn't talk about, I know you'd mentioned before with Blueberry Ryan, and I'd mentioned the idea of trying to go to Anchor. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts about that.
This is what I would say: is let's keep as usual. Let's keep it as is, but let's experiment on the side. So definitely, let's give that a shot. And Scott, if you want to take the lead on that, because that's another good thing for you with the whole.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a learning thing for you.
Yeah, and after after we talked about it last time, I kind of explored. I mean, it seems like it should all work. It maybe something we can touch base on this weekend if we get a chance.
Yeah. Sounds good. And I have heard, I don't know if I can't remember if you and I talked about it, but I have heard that you can export your old stuff and get it back in.
Yeah, that's what I'd read. And then, at first I'd heard some comments about like ownership of the content, but they're pretty clear in their, I mean, not that I don't know if anyone cares, but they seem relatively clear in their terms of service that you still own your stuff.
Okay.
So, anyway, something to think about. Cool.
Sounds good, everybody.
Cool.
Have a good
All
fall
right.
to you guys.
Sounds good. We'll talk to y'all later.
See you guys.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.